Hey guys, it's Ryan with Quorum here again. In my last video, I introduced you to the myQuorum Crude Transportation solution that's a one-stop shop for integrated scheduling, accounting, and customer portal that supports pipelines, terminals, and vessels. You can find a link to that introduction video at the bottom of this presentation. Today I'm going to be giving you a brief demonstration of the vessel scheduling functionality in our myQuorum Crude Transportation application. This functionality is intended to help berth operators that are loading and unloading crude from barges and vessels simplify their business. Without question, the biggest challenge that berth operators face is the significant cost of having vessels sitting idle in the bay. This is expensive for both the operator and their customers. While that vessel is waiting to load, the owner or lessor is having to pay the crew, burn fuel, and is potentially missing market opportunities. The most common cause for this is due to inaccurate vessel scheduling. I'm going to show you how our solution at Quorum addresses these challenges. In the software demonstration you're about to see, Ryan's Marine Terminal is going to schedule the arrival of the Spirit of Texas vessel. That vessel will check in at the old lighthouse and anchor at Midway. Upon its arrival, first lines will go out, the vessel will complete mooring, the arms will be connected, deballasting will occur, the vessel will be loaded, then several post-load activities will be executed, and finally last lines will be thrown. I'll be showing you how to set up the marine path by creating milestones, how shippers submit nominations, and finally how the cargo schedule is managed. So let's jump into the software and see how Ryan's Marine Terminal will schedule the arrival of the Spirit of Texas. Once I log into the application, the first thing I want to do is set up a marine path that sets the expected milestones for arriving vessels. I may have several berths at my terminal that vessels can leverage, and the scheduling engine will assign it to the first one available. I also have the ability to take a dock out of service for maintenance. If I set it to inactive, the scheduler will not assign any vessels to it for that time period. Below is where I set up the actual milestones and the duration expected to complete each of them. Some of these milestones are static, like the mooring activity that is expected to take 60 minutes. Other milestones are dynamic, like deballasting and loading. These milestones will look at the volume and flow rates to calculate the beginning and ending times. These milestones are all configurable by the end users, so there's no need to call IT or Quorum if these milestones change. Now that we've got our marine path set up, let's go submit a nomination for the Spirit of Texas. The vessel nomination screen allows external shippers to log into the system and indicate the intended arrival of a vessel and the volumes that they expect to load. You can see here that Shipper 2 is requesting to load 150,000 barrels of Cold Lake onto the Spirit of Texas on October 5th. The system facilitates the workflow, allowing the terminal operator to accept or reject these nominations, but for our example, let's just assume the nomination has been accepted. Now let's jump to the heart of the application to see where the schedule actually gets generated. Once the nomination has been accepted, the vessel schedule is then calculated. When the schedule is initially created, you can see that the system sets the first line to match the nomination date. The system will calculate all of the subsequent milestones based on the vessel's deballast volume, deballast rate, load volume, and load rate. As each of the milestones are actualized, the system will recalculate the schedule based on the latest and greatest data. So what do you get with myQuorum? With myQuorum Crude Transportation, you get a consolidated platform to facilitate scheduling, accounting, and shipper communication. No more jumping back and forth between software modules and no clunky integration. You also get a user-friendly customer portal for your shippers and mariners to be able to nominate, track schedules, download invoices, and receive notifications. This alleviates the back and forth phone calls and emails required for your customers to communicate with your schedulers and accountants. You'll get a solution that easily adapts to changes in commercial or operational models. So if you have a change to your vessel milestones, or if you decide to fee based on load volumes instead of time spent at the dock, you can do so without having to call the IT group or the software vendor. Finally, you get a vessel scheduler that produces accurate and timely results. This prevents your customers' vessels from the high cost of sitting idle in the harbor. Hopefully, this demonstration has shown how myQuorum Crude Transportation can save you and your customers time and money by preventing vessels from sitting idle in the bay with costly crews and fuel, as well as missing market opportunities. Thanks so much for your time, and if you'd like to schedule a more in-depth demonstration, please submit a request at the link below.